Backtesting, the golden tool of every wannabe pro trader. Getting a good entry and exit in real time, way harder than it looks when you're clicking through history like a god. Today, I'm breaking down why most backtesting is straight up fake confidence and how to actually make it useful without fooling yourself. You sit down, open up TradingView, and start clicking back like you're about to uncover some holy grail. You land on this clean 15-minute setup, textbook, boom, entry here, exit there, 5 hour easy, chef's kiss. You're feeling like a sniper. But hold up, let's be real for a second. You didn't feel that drawdown. You didn't sit through that candle faking the breakout, dipping halfway to your stop, and just sitting there. You didn't feel the tightness in your chest when price stalled, or the panic when it wicked up, dropped back down, and made you question everything. But when you're backtesting, none of that matters. You know the outcome. You're just going through the motions pretending you would have held the full move. That's not trading. That's chart cosplay. You're role playing the perfect trader version of yourself, one who always enters at the perfect spot, never hesitates, never gets emotional. But live, that version of you does not exist. In real time, you hesitate. You talk yourself out of entries. You bail early. You scalp when you plan to swing. Why? Because there's uncertainty, there's fear, there's money on the line. Backtesting is great for learning structure, spotting patterns, practicing logic, but don't let it fool you into thinking you're prepared. You don't know yourself until you're live, until your plan gets tested by real pressure. Anyone can hold a perfect trade when they already know it works. But trading isn't about seeing the past, it's about having the balls to execute in the fog. And the fog doesn't show up in replay mode. Here's what nobody wants to admit. When we backtest, we're subconsciously skipping the ugly stuff. You think you're being honest, but you see price barely miss your stop and go your way, and you're like, I would have held through that. No, you wouldn't have. You would have panicked and closed early or gotten wicked out. That right there is confirmation bias. It's when your brain only pays attention to what confirms what you already believe. You think your strategy is solid, so your brain literally filters all the losing trades out and focuses on the wins. So instead of asking, what would this strategy do in all conditions? You're looking for reasons to prove that it works. That's how you turn backtesting into fantasy. And then you go live with this so-called edge and wonder why it's not working. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying backtesting is useless. I'm actually saying it's one of the most powerful tools you have as a trader if you use it correctly. Backtesting gives you structure. It shows you what setups show up consistently and which ones are just noise. It gives you the reps without risk. It's the trading version of shadowboxing. You're practicing movements, you're getting in the rhythm, you're building muscle memory. But here's where most people mess it up. They only test the clean setups. They skip the trash, the choppy price action, the ones where the market fakes one way and then snaps back. That's not testing. It's curating a fantasy. If you're only logging the wins, only screenshotting the perfect textbook trades, you're not backtesting. You're building a highlight reel. And guess what? Highlight reels don't prepare you for war. You need to test everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, especially the ones that make you scratch your head and go, would I have taken that? Would I have held through that noise? Write it all down. Not just what you see, but what you feel you would have done. Be brutally honest with yourself. Like, I probably would have closed this early, or I would have been too scared to enter on that wick. Why? Because that's how you start to see your tendencies, not just the market's, yours. Are you trigger happy on breakouts? Do you bail the second price moves against you? Do you avoid trades during certain times without even realizing it? That's the gold. That's how backtesting actually teaches you something. Don't use it to sell yourself dreams. Use it to expose your patterns. Use it to build self-awareness. Because when you go live, all those little mental habits come out. If you're learning to trade for real, hit that sub button. I'm learning out loud and exposing every illusion in the game. Peace.